I think year 2 was very eye-opening for Anissa and I. We got into a lot of drama, and we tried to, you know, be very...
How much left? I think this is at the very end. We have 13 minutes left. I'm not joking. 13 minutes left, and then we're fully done.
corporate about the whole thing and just like let things play out and not really speak on much. And this year I said enough's enough. I need to fucking, you know, I was not happy with what Ethan was saying, and it was very upsetting. So I'm like, I gotta bring back content comp.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, it feels good to put it out. I'm not interested in much of a...
To exit? No. Feeling pain feels exhilarating.
A back and forth. I think Ethan really, you know, thrives on that, and
he does
not really about that. I think it...
Let's see. So Ethan's video on me got 3.4 million views. Been up since January 31st. Let's take a look at what the Idubbbz content cop is at.
Dude, I just don't get why he had to shave his head. Like, honestly, he did accusations of anti-Semitism, and then he shaves his head. Dude, oh my god. Oh my god, I don't get it, dude. Why?
Oh wow. Almost 7 million views.
I don't get it.
That's pretty good. I'm not one to gloat over view count, though. So you're not going to see me cheering too hard.
Yeah. No, I'll cheer for you.
Thank you.
Kind of seems like, you know, bigger number, better person type situation, I think.
Well, I'll tell you what. In, I don't know, some response of his or in his one of his videos, he was mocking our Anissa and I's podcast, saying how low the view counts were. And that's really a moment where I was like, oh, this is like a different human being. Like, this is like...
Oh, yeah.
It's very strange because I'm like, I'm not like looking necessarily to have like an ownage moment, especially with something as silly as like...
I don't get why he's saying this. Because he can't pretend as if at some point Ethan began to fall off. All right, like he isn't. It's so funny that Idubbbz is sitting here saying, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe he's such a different person now." Hello? Have you looked at yourself lately in the mirror? Have you stepped on the weight scale for once? Do you even know what you're... Do you know who you are? Like, way to go, dude. Way to go on that introspection of yours.
Here's a fucking podcast that we're doing for a year straight. The purpose isn't to get fucking views. That's the whole reason that we're doing it on a separate channel, and I'm not promoting it. And it's just sad to see him do all the fucking low blows. I didn't expect it.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, look, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. I didn't realize he was like this, but maybe because like he chose his targets better in the past, and I didn't really know anything about what he was up to with other people. And yeah, I guess this is just how he makes his content, which is just like trying to belittle and bully people. And when he meets a fucking...
Call him a bitch, white pathetic freak, probably from watching Queen in the past.
Force that he can't actually bully, or basically what the best thing to do, I think, is just like avoid talking about him in its entirety. But the reason why I did was because he was coming after smaller content creators, and like virtually every single person that is a pro-Palestinian advocate in the space that we're in. Like I feel like he attacked pretty much every single person that has ever been like, yeah, I don't know about Ethan. Like, I feel like he's definitely pro-Israel from his output. And he like lost his fucking mind. He just genuinely hammered it on over and over again and tried to deplatform me and tried to deplatform every single person. He successfully deplatformed a couple people. You know, it was really ruthless. And I don't like I think back, I'm like, has he had outside of myself, has he had someone on his show as a guest that is pro-Palestine? Like the only guy is the Sneeko guy that he brought forward as a pro-Palestinian advocate to fucking show how anti-Semitic pro-Palestinian advocates are. And I guess Lonerbox, who was not even pro-Palestine, he went to Israel to do a pro-Israel trip alongside Sex Pestany. So he said he was supposed to be, Ethan said he was supposed to be the pro-Palestinian voice. He's just crazy. And he had Sam Cedar on as well. And he fucking now says he owned Sam Cedar.
It's so funny that he brings that up because it's very clear to me that the reason why Sex Pestany and Lonerbox went to Israel is because they talked about the subject so much that they want to go there in person because they think they'll gain some kind of further insight that can't be gained from reading Wikipedia pages. It's so funny. It's so funny to me that the same exact people who criticize them for reading Wikipedia pages are now criticizing them for not reading Wikipedia pages. Like, please, for the love of God, make this make sense.
And he destroyed him, and he looked like a fool then too. He looked like a fool with me as well. So, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, he says Sam is pro-Hamas.
He's the legend.
Man, oh God, that was so cringe. Oh my God. It's got to be real weird to leave the hug box and like see the rest of the internet and how they're reflecting on this. Like I had normie friends calling me up to be like, what the fuck is wrong with that guy? Like, why is he behaving like this? And on the other hand, you look at his community and they're so laser focused on like whatever they can massage to look good after a 5-hour and 30-minute session where he just looked like a fucking fool.
What does it mean, a hug box?
Like an echo chamber, like a hug box where you're just constantly relying on.
Oh my God. This is not the same Idubbbz. Dude, can we just please bring the real Idubbbz back? What did Hasan do with the real Idubbbz? You're telling me that this current version of Idubbbz doesn't even know what a hug box is? Like he doesn't know what the term means? Dude, what? Bring back the real Idubbbz. What happened?
People who agree with you to make you feel, to shower you with praise. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
I mean, one of my critiques is I feel like it would be it's important as content creators to have a good filter for what's like entering your brain. It seems like you have like clearly a lot of fucking raw exposure, like your chat.
Yeah.
But I think with someone as sensitive as Ethan, not like, you know, from a not as a an offensive thing to say, but I think he doesn't do well with that direct feedback. And I think it is good to protect yourself from it to an extent, but
What do you say? Sensitive? Dude, I mean, like, I'm sure you didn't mean it in an offensive type of way, but it sure did sound offensive. Sensitive after having his kids, having CBS called upon, you little pathetic freak? You sad, pathetic little bald snake? Hasan's cum sock?
I agree. I think there is a limit to it.
Yeah. I don't know. I just I don't know where this goes from here. I assume he's still gonna do a bunch of dumb shit over and over again, and you know, be a loyal servant of the
Loyal servant?
be a loyal servant of the
Israeli regime, the genocidal regime,
weirdest
pro-colonialist.
pro-Israel stalkers online.
Okay.
You know, What did you think of the context, Nuke?
I don't like the attempt at political commentary combined with Ethan jokes, because it's very confusing when he's trying to make a point. Like the beginning when he says there's a big problem, communism. I don't really understand if that was meant to be serious or not.
I didn't understand that either. He was trying to, it felt like he was trying to make a joke, but it also kind of also corresponds to the rest of the commentary. So I guess it's not a joke. Like he legitimately thinks the real problem is me radicalizing the youth.
Yeah, but there was a lot of that vibe throughout the video, and it's hard to take it very seriously.
People ask me all the time how I deal with this, like you just asked as well, like you just talked about. And like there is a relentless sea of attacks that come from every direction, right? Liberals, other leftists criticize me. Liberals criticize me. Obviously, the entirety of the right, far right.
I actually really hate this self-pity victimizing that they're doing, right? It's actually so sad and pathetic because you're the one that asked for this life. You're the one who asked for this. It's not like people are giving this to you out of nowhere. It's because you're openly associating yourself with reprehensible action and groups like bad empanada, right? Like there can be no forgiveness from that. There's nothing you can do that is on par with that, right? Because I'm sorry, but when I'm provoking audiences like Asmongold and Kershay and Leaflet and such, I'm not like bitching and complaining all day about the hate gangs and the hate crowds, right? Like, I mean, I'm gonna complain about them, but it's not like I don't bitch as much as they do, and they actually, it just makes no discernible sense to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Nazis. And they all have their own version of this criticism. Sometimes it's the same. Most of it is just like delusional shit that they believe that they saw on a meme that they are trying to repeat. And the reason why I don't give a shit about any of that is because I have my moral convictions and I know what I'm doing.
Moral convictions
is getting people to reconsider a lot of the social conditioning.
I'm actually wildly impressed about how Hasan is that flexible, because I have never seen anybody self-fellatiating themselves this hard ever. Okay, last time I saw something like that, I was in 9th grade. Okay, so yeah,
that they've taken for granted their whole lives from their upbringing, right? I'm sure throughout this process, there was, 50,000 people watching throughout the entire day over the course of 11 hours. I'm sure there were some people that heard me say something and went, I've never thought about it like that. And I think that's what matters at the end of the day. That's the reason why I don't mind all of the relentless attacks or anything like that, because I can sleep soundly at night knowing that I've had a decent impact on someone's life, caused someone to go on their journey of learning, journey of development.
Oh my God. Oh my God, this is actually so insufferable. Can this be over already? Dude, the end of Hasan's stream literally cannot go any faster. Holy shit.
Was that I have this amazing community of people that can just fundraise on a dime like that. You thought we would, I told you we probably do 100,000 and you were like, let's do 75, right?
Yeah.
And we
Are you a Destiny fan? Yeah, I would say so.
blew past that instantly.
It's
like
amazing.
we raised $185,000. And I'm just so profoundly fortunate. And I feel like for every issue that I speak out on, if I didn't use the platform that I have, if I didn't actually fundraise like this, if I didn't use all the privileges that I have for what I think matters, for advocating for things that I think are important, then I think that would be pathetic, you know? And to loop this back around to Ethan, I think he's a pathetic man. And I don't think he's ever going to actually understand why so many people despise him. I do. I understand why a lot of people find me to be horrible. Many of it is because they're misguided from clips. Some of it is genuine.
No, because you're just such a little Weasley little liar, dude. You're a fucking liar, dude. You're just lying. That's what you're
Ideological
doing.
disagreements. Some of it is the way I carry myself, and how I pop off on a random chatter every now and then that people don't like.
I paved it all myself, by the way, in an interview. I paved it all myself. All right, literally lying, still lying.
Okay, certainly. But I think he will never understand why people find him to be repulsive. He's just never going to get it. He's just going to consistently, as his crew leaves one by one, he's going to replace them with active sycophants. And it's going to ruin the content that he was able to make initially. And he's going to be surrounded by the likes of Keemstar and all these right-wing fucking losers, wondering how things changed. And because he's already been there.
Dude, don't let this performance fool you. Hasan has never cared about anybody but himself. Hasan literally does not care about anybody but himself. Don't let this performance fool you, okay? He only looks out for himself. He is a very self-interested little wretch, and he's only saying this because he knows it'll make him look good in front of his chat only. Because to anybody else, they're not fooled by stuff like this, okay? He's only doing this for his own chat right now.
Before, when he was doing edgy shit.
So are his fans like that one Hasan fan in Discord who was saying they couldn't understand why people hate Hasan? I mean, like, they basically attach their entire personality to them. When they see Hasan banging porn stars and, you know, going to a sex trafficked raided brothel in Germany, they picture themselves in Hasan's shoes, and they think that they are the ones that are actually banging the hoes. I think that's what's actually going on. It's this kind of self-projection into what Hasan is doing and thinking that they don't have to put any kind of effort into improving themselves as a person. So then what they do is that they watch Hasan and think that they are actually improving themselves. It's like one of the most pathetic displays of insecurity, because really, I think that at this point, Hasan drove away everybody else who is actually secure about themselves. Like, all the people who's left who's watching Hasan are 100% super insecure about themselves, and that's why they watch Hasan, okay? 100%. Like, let's just say you're a sad, pathetic art school dropout, like Adolf, okay? And you start watching Hasan, all right? This is what's in common between Hitler and anybody who watches Hasan. They're all art school dropouts, okay? So they drop out of art school, and then they watch Hasan, and they're like, oh, Hasan gets all the hoes, right? I literally saw one time in I literally saw one time when Hasan's chat, when it literally said like, oh, this is why Hasan gets all the girls. Like, way to go on betraying what your inner thought process is, right?
I think, and then he saw what it was like when he wasn't doing that, when he was on a journey of becoming a more progressive person. He already knows what both sides look like. And I think the more he...
Holy fuck, I'm getting back to normal, but I just had the biggest high ever. It felt like I was sitting next to Foodshops, so weird. I would sit next to him in real life. I think I would feel safe around Sober King. I think I've known him long enough.
ventures into these treacherous waters, if he tries to continue doing political commentary and like right-wing political commentary, the more he's going to lose his sense of self-worth. That's the way I see it. That's part of the reason why I often don't fight back against a lot of these people that are fueling these hate raids and brigades, is because I know I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And eventually all of that is going to be background noise. And those people, they have a shelf life. They have a shelf life because they don't have the same fucking stubborn nature that I do. They don't have the same interests as.
Dude, he really needs to stop sucking his own dick. Oh my God. I have never seen anybody so flexible in my life. Between the mental gymnastics, no wonder he's so fucking flexible.
I do. They inevitably become their own worst enemies.
Oh,
They
yeah.
inevitably
Water,
cook
yeah.
themselves. You might think you're riding high on the slop for a little bit. You might think you're getting showered with praise. An army of anonymous Redditors telling you you're brilliant. But at the end of the night, when you go home and you sit down and you look yourself in the mirror, you're not going to recognize who you've become.
Wow, that was so deep, guys. I'm so glad. Fuck. What is his fucking point? Is that he sucked himself off and he just came. All right, that was his point. Nobody is ever convinced by that. There's nothing. There's nothing. That was useless. That was a complete worst fucking 9 hours of my life, okay? It wasn't even 9 hours. Because I probably spent more than 15 hours commenting on it, 15, 20 hours doing Hasan commentary. Yeah, I'm actually gonna Kermit at this point. Jesus Christ, that was horrible. To say the least, really. Real question, do we have to pay past the free trial on Aura for you to get the credit? Technically no, I don't think so. But I can't tell you I'm doing anything. Congrats on parole, thank you. I think I just completed parole. Jesus Christ. That was horrible. Okay, what do I do with my life now?